Okay, so the Baltimore Ravens fired John Harbaugh after 18 seasons. And this was the right move by the Ravens. I mean, there's already been reports that he was losing the locker room this season as the Ravens were up and down this season, to put it nicely. They started off really bad. They got a couple wins down late, and they were in the position to potentially win the division, but obviously Tyler Luke misses the kick. But I don't even think it's just a locker room thing. I think he should have been fired a few seasons ago, if I'm being completely honest. He struggled to finish games. I mean, he has 46 blown fourth quarter leads since 2008, and he also has 27 blown leads being up by double digits in the start of the second half. Those of which are most by any NFL head coach. And not to mention, his game plan was always very questionable, in my opinion. I mean, this season, too, against the New England Patriots, Derrick Henry had a great first half running the football. Don't use him in the second half. They had a similar game like that against the Buffalo Bills in 2024 in the playoffs, where they didn't really give the ball much to Derrick Henry in the first half, but once they started giving the ball in the second half more, the offense was humming. And of course, 2023 is the most notable playoff disappointment when they're in the AFC Championship game against the Chiefs, and the game plan going into that game was to throw the football and try to win with Lamar's arm, when that whole season the Ravens were dominant on the ground and with their rushing attack. I think it's common, we see this a lot from a lot of head coaches as they get older. The game kind of passes them, or, they might have some success early on, but it kind of dwindles away. I mean, John Harbaugh's only won 3 playoff games after winning the Super Bowl in 2013. He's had a lot of talented teams. I mean, right now he has one of the 3 or 4 best quarterbacks in the league, a couple good tight ends, and some good wide receivers. Not the lack of talent that's the problem. Not to mention, I think coaches lose their voice in the locker room after a while. I mean, he's been coaching there for 18 years. Over time, players are going to stop buying what you're selling, and obviously this happened this year when they just had such a heartbreaking season, not making the playoffs after being the Super Bowl in the preseason. Harbaugh will get another job by some other team. I mean, he's had proven success in the past, so some team will go after him. And not to mention, this is not really a great cast of coaching candidates this season. It's not like last year where there's Mike Vrabel, Liam Cohen, and Ben Johnson. Which brings me to the next thing is I'm not sure who the Ravens are going to hire as their head coach. There's been reports out that they're going to interview Clint Kubiak of the Seattle Seahawks and also interview Anthony Weaver of the Miami Dolphins. He's the defensive coordinator who also used to play and coach for the Ravens. And I think Clint Kubiak could be a really good coaching hire for the Ravens. I think his offensive scheme can work really well with Lamar Jackson. He loves doing 2 tight end sets a lot, which is something the Ravens already do with Mark Andrews and Nick Boyle, and also sometimes Isaiah Likely too, of course. And Lamar Jackson too is at his best with the play action, and that's something we see a lot with Sam Darnold in Seattle. So I think that can actually be a really great hire. Also a few candidates that are more established, Kevin Stefanski and Mike McCarthy. Those coaches both have a lot of flaws, and we already know what they're good at, what they're not good at. But I know a lot of people around the league really do like Kevin Stefanski and think if he's in a better situation, he could be a lot better of a coach. They're going to go the young coordinator route. This is a really good destination for any head coach. This is a really talented roster. They have one of the best quarterbacks in the league. They have a great running back, a lot of great offensive weapons. There's going to need to be some upgrades in the defense and on the offensive line. But this is already a very established roster, and they're ready to compete now. You don't have to go in a rebuild like the Raiders or the Giants. This is a team that's trying to make a Super Bowl run now, which can put a lot of pressure on a young coordinator, especially one that's never been a head coach. They don't know what it's like to be in the playoffs as a head coach and the game planning around it. It is very intense, obviously. Last thing I wanted to talk about, too, is I wonder what Lamar Jackson's input's going to be in this coaching search. Obviously, firing John Harbaugh was partly because of him and Lamar Jackson not having a good relationship. I think if they want to keep him happy and keep him in Baltimore, I think getting the guy that he likes is going to be very important. It's going to be a very interesting offseason for the Ravens. Also, shout out to Todd Bowles and Zach Taylor for having jobs still. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe for more football content. Peace.